reproductive system in case of human being, the reproductive system. In that, first of all, we'll go with the male reproductive system. Reproductive system. Then high weightage in the point of view of Neet, reproductive system and reproductive health. In that, the first we are going with male reproductive system. So let's start the male reproductive system. The male reproductive system or male genital system, we say male reproductive system or male genital system consists of a number of sex organs that are a part of human reproductive process. The sex organs which are located in the pelvic region include a pair of testes, singular testes. See the spell difference. Testis, T-E-S, is the plural one. The T-S-T-I-S is the singular one. Okay, so testis. So, along with the accessory ducts, glands and external genitalia, a pair of testes, along with the accessory ducts, glands and the external genitalia, we call it as male reproductive system. The series, we need to go with the testes. The testes or testicles are a pair of oval pinkish male primary sex organs suspended outside the abdominal cavity within a pouch called scrotum. Within a pouch said to be scrotum. Okay, so why they are outside the body in the scrotum sac? The scrotum helps in maintaining the low temperature of the testes, 2 to 2.5 degrees lower than normal internal body temperature. You'll find in the scrotal sac, so that which is necessary for the spermatogenesis. For the production of sperms, less temperature required than the body temperature. So that scrotal sac, which is outside the body, is providing less than 2 to 2.5 degrees centigrade temperature. Okay, so we will go to the whiteboard now, and then after we'll come back here to how it is given in the text. I am making my own order for this for the explanation of this particular topic. So need to learn about the issues of the testis. Okay, so testis, where we said the testis is present in the abdominal cavity. Present in the abdominal cavity. Now I am saying testis is in the abdominal cavity. At what time? During embryonic development. During the development of embryo in the mother uterus, the testis is there in abdominal cavity. Then just before the birth, the testis is going to descend into the scrotal sac. That means just before the birth, it descends into the scrotal sac. I said now that what is the importance of scrotum or scrotal sac? It is there in abdomen. During embryonic development, just before the birth, the testis descend into the scrotal sac through a canal called inguinal canal. Through a canal, said to be inguinal canal. Okay, so that the notes will helpful for you in a lot ways here. That on one screen I am taking one item. So this item I am explaining here that location of the testis initially during embryonic development in the abdominal cavity. Then the testis descend into the scrotal sac through a canal called inguinal canal. Then just before the birth. So the importance of testis to be outside the abdomen in the scrotal sac, that we said now 2 to 2.5 degrees centigrade temperature, comparatively low, that in scrotal sac, which is helpful for the production of sperms, which we call it as spermatogenesis. Okay, then let's go to the structure of the testis. Then here a small confusion will find in case of text here, that to avoid that, I'm coming in my order, that tunica parietalis vaginalis, outermost layer of the testis, is said to be tunica vaginalis parietalis. Below the tunica vaginalis parietalis, we'll find one more layer, tunica vaginalis visceralis. tunica vaginalis visceralis. Okay, so that means here this is tunica parietalis vaginalis. This is the next one, tunica parietalis with that visceralis. That I'll write here. So we'll go here, tunica parietalis tunica vaginalis parietal, or simply we say parietal layer. Then here, tunica vaginalis visceralis or visceral layer. Okay. So that means, as that we have seen from the beginning, pericardial parietal peritoneum, pericardial visceral peritoneum in the heart, plural parietal peritoneum, plural visceral peritoneum in the lungs. So everywhere we have seen that two layers, parietal layer and visceral layer. In between them, we'll find the coelomic space, that the space filled with the coelomic fluid, that as usual, like the heart, like the lungs, here also, that coelomic fluid used to prevent from the shocks. This is helpful to prevent from the shocks. Okay, so below that we'll find that a layer which I drawn earlier, that is tunica albuginea. So to recognize clearly, I'm drawing that little bit thicker. Let me show you. This is the order. So what is this? Tunica albuginea. Okay, the next layer we are talking, that is the innermost, is tunica albuginea. What's the problem in text here? Testis surrounded by tunica albuginea, they'll say. So people feel so that maybe the outermost layer. No, that's not the outermost layer. Tunica albuginea is covered by two layers. Tunica vaginalis parietalis, tunica vaginalis visceralis. In between them, coelomic space present that filled with coelomic fluid that used to prevent from the shocks. Okay, that's the story of the layers of testis. In this screen, we are showing the layers of the testis. Okay, next, let's go. That we said now, tunica vaginalis. Tunica vaginalis. Let me draw the tunica vaginalis. Okay, so this tunica vaginalis, the layer is having some invaginations inside, like this. That invaginations makes over interlobular septa. These invaginations that going to form interlobular septa. So we say it as going to form many compartments here, many lobules they are going to form, that we are named it as interlobular septa. So what is there in these lobules? In these lobules we'll find seminiferous tubules. So many seminiferous tubules are present here. So I am just drawing the seminiferous tubule. Let me label them. Here it is, seminiferous tubules. So many seminiferous tubules are present. Okay, so interlobular septa making compartments in the testis, and that in the lobules we'll find seminiferous tubules. So let us see one seminiferous tubule, that one area in one place. I'll show you the seminiferous tubule in detail, that all these interlobular septa with seminiferous tubule. So if you take one seminiferous tubule out, if I take here that outside, so each seminiferous tubule is lined with germinal epithelium. Then if you take transverse section, it will be seen like this. Each seminiferous tubule lined with germinal epithelium. In the germinal, in between the germinal epithelial cells, we'll find some special cells are present. We call them as Sertoli cells. We say them as Sertoli cells. Okay. So the time being that various things are going to be introduced over. So let me write them first of all. Germinal epithelium. What is the germinal epithelial cell? That lining of seminiferous tubules are said to be germinal epithelial cells. Then in between the germinal epithelial cells, Sertoli cells are present. Okay, so Sertoli cells. And in between the seminiferous tubules, we'll find Leydig cells. Our side Leydig cells or interstitial cells are present here. So locating them straight away is very important for us. Locating them. Leydig cells are interstitial cells. So let me locate one after another. So this is germinal epithelial cells. This is that the green lining we made it over. So or else here we can say germinal epithelial cells in transverse section. Okay. In between them we said Serratoli cells. In between the germinal epithelial cell, Serratoli cells are present. Okay. So they are called Serratoli cells. Okay. Next, where do you see the interstitial cells or cells of Leydig? Between the seminiferous tubule. Let me change the color to see them. That between the seminiferous tubule in the interstitial spaces will find that the Leydig cells are interstitial cells. Okay. So to avoid the confusion, I will draw the same inside also. So just little be patient to understand them. This is seminiferous tubule. Okay. So in the seminiferous tubule inner lining, what are present? Germinal epithelial cells. Okay. So then, in between the germinal epithelial cells, what you observed? In between the germinal epithelial cells, we observed some Serratoli cells. I shown them with yellow color. Next, where do you see these interstitial cells? So between the seminiferous tubule. So that difference you need to understand. So the black spots are I drawing that between the seminiferous tubule. So where is the location of seminiferous Serratoli cell between the germinal epithelial cell? We can see germinal between the germinal epithelial cells of the seminiferous tubule. Serratoli cells are present. Serratoli cells are present here, or Sertoli cells. The pronunciation and the spell may be different in different books. Okay, then this is the story here. So in this particular screen, we learn interlobular septa, which the invaginations of Tunica albuginea. Then in the lobules, we'll find seminiferous tubules. Each seminiferous tubule is lined with germinal epithelium. Okay, so between the germinal epithelial cells of the seminiferous tubule, we seen some Sertoli cells. Okay, then between the seminiferous tubules, we'll find in the testes that that interstitial cells are Leydig cell. We heard about this. Leydig cells or interstitial cells are going to secrete a hormone called testosterone, androgens, we say. Okay, so then in the next, let's go to the next screen to expand this area. So let me say once again that what we drawn seminiferous tubule, the tunica albuginea, invaginations of the tunica albuginea, interlobular septa. Okay, then in between the interlobular septa, we are seeing seminiferous tubules. That in the lobules we'll see seminiferous tubule. Then lining of the seminiferous tubule, if you take each seminiferous tubule is lined with germinal epithelial cells. In between the germinal epithelial cells, we are seeing some Sertoli cells. Okay, functions we will see later. Then next, in between the seminiferous tubules, that in between the seminiferous tubules, we are seeing Leydig cells or interstitial cells, cells of Leydig, we can see. Again, the interstitial spaces, we can see them. Okay, so this is the story. So what happens after this? Seminiferous tubules, after the production of sperms, that all the seminiferous tubules will come and open here and they form that a special kind of network here. That network we say retitestis. That the tubular network is called as retitestis. So what I am drawing with the green, that is retitestis. And all these retitestis are covered by a connective tissue sheath, which now you can term this as mediastinum testis. That can be termed as mediastinum testis. Okay, so in the sequence I am going here. The first, we have to go with seminiferous tubules. Number one, seminiferous tubules are going to form that opens into the retitestis. From the retitestis, vasa efferentia will come. The smaller ducts, vasa efferentia. Okay, so the vasa efferentia opens into a tubular network that we say epididymis. The tubular network, we call it as epididymis. The epididymis is comprises of three portions again: caput epididymis, carpus epididymis, cauda epididymis. That opens into vas deferens. That opens into vas deferens. Okay, so that let's come through these. This is the bigger area. So that's why let's label all of these, that what are given here. That is very important. In the diagram you are observing tunica albuginea. Okay, then interlobular septa, seminiferous tubules. You can see seminiferous tubules here. Then all the seminiferous tubules are going to open into the tubular network called retitestis, and that retitestis is surrounded by a connective tissue called mediastinum testis. Then retitestis opens into vasa efferentia. Then vasa efferentia opens into caput epididymis, which it opens into carpus epididymis. So little be patient here, that you will understand everything. Then after that, cauda epididymis. Then cauda epididymis opens into vas deferens, plural vasa differentia. We are showing now only one. So these are the things on the screen. If you understand this, that means everything is over. Okay, on the screen, that what I shown here, that all these things. Let me show you once, one after another. Okay, so this is tunica albuginea, no doubt about that. That is tunica albuginea. Okay, I'm using black here, which is not used till the time. Then this is interlobular septa. This is interlobular septa. Next, the red one. This is seminiferous tubules. Okay, seminiferous tubules. I'm not showing that interstitial cells and Leydig cells and Sertoli cells, because we have seen that in this previous screen, that retitestis. Now I need to show the retitestis, the green one, retitestis. Mediastinum testis, the connective tissue which surrounds all, that we say mediastinum testis. Okay, so that yellow one, mediastinum testis. Then after that, what we said, that all they opens into vasa efferentia. That opens into vasa efferentia. This one. Okay, so I'm pulling a pure line from there, the vasa efferentia. Then after that, caput epididymis. This one, caput epididymis. Carpus epididymis. This is not the diagram to draw in examination. Just showing everything clearly. For that, we made our own imaginary diagram. Cauda epididymis. That means this is caput, and this is carpus, and this is cauda. Epididymis comprises of caput epididymis, carpus epididymis, and cauda epididymis. And that opens into vas deferens.